All right, we are here with Pastor Cody Winkler, Dayspring Church out there in Bowling Green, Ohio, and he's got some exciting news to share.
Now, just kind of as a little preamble before we talk about the big project that the church is going through right now, could you share with us, how is it that, what was the Genesis moment that you went through to really kind of be the driving point for this project that we're going to share with today's audience?
Well, absolutely. When you enter into a new organization, you always have a 100-day plan. You always think you know what you're going to do, and the worldwide pandemic changed my plans. So I had some time on my hand, so I started just reading through board meeting minutes, member meeting minutes from the start of the church until I got there, and I just saw a common thread of a gym, youth facility, kids space. And really, that's what birthed. It was already birthed in the fabric of the church. It just wasn't realized yet.
So, what was it in you that said, "Hey, I've been reading decades worth of old congregational minutes," and because you got to have a little bit of courage to kind of bring that out and say, "I do see this common thread, and I think we're supposed to have."
What's the line between courage and stupidity? I don't know. I don't even know if you could say that on TV, but I
faith.
Think it's got to be faith. But I think it was just the reoccurring dream of this gym that was over and over and over again in the minutes, in the notes. And when I read it, it was like God was speaking. This has already been planted. And it's not dormant, it's just planted. And there's a difference between being buried and planted. Mm-hmm. When you're buried, you're dead, but when you're planted, you're growing.
That's right.
And it was just being planted. It was planted 25 years ago by Pastor Allen. And it just needed time to germinate. And so that the faith could be there and realized today. And so we're really going from dream to destiny right now. And it was just a 25-year gap. But for God, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is a process. And so where are you guys in the process? How's that moving along?
Yeah, so we have communicated with our church, and we have gone through, we're working with our architect and our builder right now, and we are in the process of finalizing those plans so that we can begin to see dirt moved and pads poured and a building or a structure realized. And so we're right at the beginning part of right at the end of the architect phase, right at the beginning of the build phase. So,
yeah. Now, I want to back up just one step, though. One of the things you introduced to your congregation was kind of the master plan, and you've already kind of accomplished part one of that. Correct. Master plan, and we'll talk a little bit more about part two. But could you tell people what you've already done since you've been at Dayspring?
Well, part one, we opened up a master plan, and it included to remodel our sanctuary, to build what we're calling the hub, and it includes some kid space, not some, but kid space into that. And so we remodeled our sanctuary, and our goal and our commitment to our congregation was that we were not going to move on the gym or the hub until the sanctuary was completely paid off. And so we remodeled in 2022, and by 2023, we were completely debt-free on the project.
Wow.
And so we came in under budget and debt-free in a year. I think that's an act of God in building itself.
And I've sat on those new seats, and it's very, very, very nicely done.
There was, the seats and the carpet were good, but a lot of it was the technology that wasn't there beforehand that we had to put in now to engage our online service. So we have 2,000 to 3,000 people that watch us every week online from all over the world. So similar to you guys, we had not similar. You guys are way larger reach than we are, but we had to update our infrastructure to help our online people stay connected. So some of the build was for that, but most of it was those comfortable seats.
Very good. So tell us about part two, the hub, and what you're hoping to accomplish with that space.
Yeah, I think we're calling it the hub because the hub is a central connection in a greater web of resources, and so we really want it to be a hub destination to reach out to our community. We believe that we're two things. We're a come and see church, come and see what Jesus is doing, but we're also a go and tell church. So you see the pictures right here on screen. This is the exterior of our building. So this will be put on the south end of our building. These are our best ideas of what it could look like. But in building, you know, Jamie, it
Yeah.
never ends up looking exactly like what you think. And then as you go in, a big portion of this of the hub is going to be a gym space. It's a full-size high school basketball regulation size gym. Volleyball can be played in there as well.
Excellent.
And you can divide it up and have 2 full-length courts going the opposite direction as well. So we can see kids sports in here, youth sports, men's and women's sports, not just sports. It could be fine arts in here. There's be seats in there for a couple of hundred people.
I like the bleachers. It's
yeah,
very nice.
and so those would be telescoping. So you could also put those in and put 400 to 500 people around tables in this space. And so it would be one of its only kind in Bowling Green.
Well, that's beautiful, and what a great opportunity to reach the community and the university. You know, Bowling Green is right there,
Right.
So BGSU and reaching those college students.
So tell us about this space. Oh, we'll back up
That's
to
the
that.
gym. No, this is the foyer space. So you gotta have a place to connect, you know. So it's got a cafe in there. It's got a place to connect. You can also put 300 people in seats in this, so our youth group can use this. Right now we're looking at putting garage doors on the outside, so you could open it up and have it be an indoor-outdoor space in the nice months.
Nice.
And then it's got an upstairs mezzanine that's attached to it that'll have some classroom space. You see if you go up those stairs. This is our best look of what we want to accomplish right now, and so it's going to be a really dynamic building, a multi-use building, and really what we want to launch first is an after-school program. There's not an after-school program that a lot of elementary, middle school kids can go to. So a lot of them end up at home or at the park getting into trouble. So if we could offer an after-school program with this space, then we'll be able to do homework help, we'll be able to do music classes, we'll be able to offer some things that really give kids a safe environment and a clean environment just to be kids.
So this is the hub, you know, and you're using it like a community center, and that's just wonderful, like opening it up to so many people and just the ministry that can be done there.
Yeah, we had to call it the hub because there's 1,000 different uses for it. So you can't just say the gym or
Right,
this, or
right.
you just say the hub. It's going to be used for everything.
Yeah, but it's really quite amazing because the overall project, I believe you were sharing earlier, was about $6 million. And when are you hoping to actually, you know, do some type of groundbreaking for this facility?
Yeah, I mean, it would be really great if we could have broken ground in July, but it's not happening like that. And so we're hoping in October. But I've learned through the sanctuary remodel, through this, and you could attest to this as well, that I probably need to start putting dates to it.
Yeah, yeah, you've probably been watching too much of Toledo Live. I keep
So
setting my dates back.
Our best hope is in October we'll start to see some dirt moved.
That's wonderful.
For this project.
But would you share with our viewers, you actually preached a sermon series to introduce this, you know, kind of the hub, but you know, this is not just a building, but it's also the act of God on a congregation. And you did a sermon series called All In. Could you kind of give us a little summary of what you wanted to share with your congregation and how they got all in so that this hub will actually come to fruition?
Absolutely.
And serve the Christian community and the general community as well?
Yeah, so we know that not everybody can do equal parts. It's really not natural. It's not faith-filled to have everybody give $100 to this, right? But everybody can do something for it. So we were thinking, well, if everybody goes all in, then heavy things get lighter when we lift together. And I really got this picture when we were redoing a house. We were putting a fireplace hearth in, and we had to have an 800-pound piece of limestone. And so I called some guys from the church, about 8 guys. And I said, I need you to help me. I didn't tell them what it was because I wanted them to show up. And when they got there, was this 800-pound piece of limestone. So we all got around it, we all lifted. And to be honest, I really wasn't lifting anything because they did all the work. But it got lighter. 800 pounds got really light when there's 8 other guys around it lifting together. I thought, $6 million is a lot of money for us, but not for God. And if every one of us does a little bit of the lift, then we'll all get there together. But that's not just this building, it's every step of faith. It's going after the lost coin. The woman going after the lost coin, she brought all her friends in to celebrate. Why? Because heavy things get lighter when we lift together. It's why we need community. It's because heavy things get lighter when we lift together. If you're going through things, you got to lean into your community. So it wasn't just all in on this. It was all in together as a church. It was all in together in small groups. All in together for the hub. is what would happen if we all went all in together to reach our community? We could change the world. We wouldn't have things like Vermont anymore if we went all in together. And so that's really what the motivation was, is our church needs to go all in so that more people can know Jesus and become better disciples of his.
Well, I'm glad they went all in. This is going to be a wonderful facility to take care of not only your congregation, but so many more people that live in the greater Bowling Green, Ohio area. Very exciting. Will you come back and visit us after the project is complete? We'll see we'll compare and contrast the before and after pictures.
Absolutely. You guys come and do a live show there. We'll do that.
Well,
There we go.
we
Just
might
bring
do
the whole
that.
studio there.
We actually have that capability now.
Okay.
We just might do that.
All right.
Well, thank you, Pastor Cody. We appreciate you joining us today and sharing this great news with our viewers.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. This has been great.